I need you to listen carefully. I don't know how much time I have before it finds me again, but I have to tell someone what happened. Maybe if I get it out, I'll stop hearing the whispers, or maybe you'll start hearing them too. It all began 3 nights ago. I was driving home after midnight, the highway empty, the radio playing low static, because I couldn't catch a single station out there in the middle of nowhere. The air was heavy, thick, like it carried something that didn't belong. I remember rolling down the window to let in the night breeze, and that's when I smelled it. Wet fur, rotting leaves, and something coppery like dried blood. I thought maybe I'd hit an animal earlier without noticing, but when I looked at the front of my car, there was nothing. No dents, no stains, just that smell, following me like a shadow. When I pulled into my driveway, I noticed something strange. The motion light above my garage flickered weakly, buzzing like it was dying. It never did that before. And in that strobing half-light, I swear I saw something crouched at the edge of the trees. 2 pale circles reflecting back at me, eyes, wide and unblinking. I froze. I wanted to believe it was a deer, or maybe a stray dog, but deep down I knew it wasn't. The way it stood there, too still, too deliberate, watching me, like it knew I saw it. I hurried inside, locked the door, and pulled the curtains shut. For hours, I sat in the dark living room, trying to convince myself I imagined it. That's when the scratching began. Soft at first, like nails dragging slowly along the siding of my house. My skin prickled. The sound moved along the walls, circling, searching, and then silence. I must have dozed off on the couch, because when I opened my eyes, it was 3:07 a.m. The clock glowed red in the corner of the room, and I realized I wasn't alone. There was a reflection in the glass of the sliding door. Something tall, hunched, with long ears drooping like rotten branches. Its teeth, God, those teeth, were too many, too sharp, stretching wider than any human smile. And those eyes, they glowed like twin lanterns, fixed right on me. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I just sat there, paralyzed, as if the air itself was holding me down. I thought about screaming, but some instinct told me not to make a sound. Then it tilted its head, slow, curious, like it was studying me the way a child studies an insect before pulling off its wings. And then it grinned. That's when I knew it wasn't just outside anymore. It was already inside my house. I didn't remember standing up. One moment I was frozen on the couch. The next I was pressed against the far wall, my fingernails digging into the plaster. My chest burned with shallow breaths, and every second felt stretched, distorted, as if time itself was holding its breath with me. The sliding door was closed, but that thing, whatever it was, wasn't outside anymore. I could feel it. The reflection had shifted. It wasn't a trick of the glass. It was real. I forced myself to flick on the lamp beside me, and the room was flooded with a weak, yellow light, empty. No figure, no shadow. But the air felt wrong, dense, heavy with a presence I couldn't see. That smell again, stronger now, filled my lungs. Wet fur, rusted iron, something like burnt hair. I tried to convince myself it was all in my head, that I was exhausted, hallucinating. But then the scratching started again, this time from inside the house. The sound came from the hallway leading to my bedroom. Slow, deliberate drags against the wall, nails carving into the plaster. I swear I could hear it breathing too, low and guttural, almost excited. I grabbed the nearest thing I could use as a weapon, an old fireplace poker, and stepped forward, my legs trembling so violently I could barely stand. Each step toward the hallway felt like I was walking into my own grave. The scratching stopped. The silence pressed in on me, thicker than the darkness itself. I raised the poker, my hands slick with sweat, and peeked around the corner. Nothing. Just the long hallway, empty, stretching into the dark. But then I saw it. Not with my eyes at first, but with something deeper. Like when you sense someone standing behind you before you turn. It was there, crouched in the shadows at the end of the hall. I couldn't see its face, but I could feel its grin. My legs refused to move. Then, in one impossible motion, it bolted toward me on all fours. Too fast, too silent, except for the pounding in my skull. I swung the poker wildly and hit the wall, sparks of pain shooting up my arm from the vibration. But when I blinked, when I dared to look again, it was gone. The hallway stood empty, the walls gouged with deep, fresh claw marks. I thought about running out the front door, driving away, never coming back. But something told me it wouldn't matter. That thing wasn't tied to the woods or to the house. It was tied to me. I staggered into my bedroom and locked the door, though I knew a lock wouldn't stop it. I pressed my back against the door, my heart thundering in my throat, and listened. That's when I heard the whisper. Not from outside, not from the hallway, from inside the room. It wasn't a voice I recognized, but it knew my name. It said it slowly, savoring each syllable, like it had been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time. And then came the laugh, low, rasping, broken, like a rusted hinge forced open. That was the moment I understood. Whatever the incident was, it hadn't just found me. It had chosen me. I don't know how long I stayed pressed against that door. Minutes, maybe hours. The whispering didn't stop. Sometimes it sounded like it was right behind my ear. Other times it echoed from the closet or under the bed. Always saying my name over and over, like it was trying to wear it down until it meant nothing. I kept telling myself not to answer, that if I stayed silent, if I didn't acknowledge it, it might leave me alone. But silence became unbearable. Every second stretched tighter, like a rope pulling at the edges of my sanity. Finally, I snapped. "What do you want from me?" I shouted. The room fell deathly quiet. For a heartbeat, I thought it was over. But then, slowly, the answer came. A single word. Remember. My blood went cold. The words struck something buried deep in me, like an echo from a memory I couldn't place. And suddenly, images flashed across my mind. A road, headlights, the sound of something thudding against my car 3 nights ago, the smell of burnt hair and blood. I hadn't imagined it. I had hit something, not an animal, something else. And now, it wanted me to remember. The reflection in the glass had been clearer than I wanted to admit. The long ears, the teeth, the hollow eyes. But in that moment, I saw something else beneath the horror. A shape, a figure, a face I almost recognized. I staggered toward the mirror above my dresser, needing to see. My hands shook as I lifted my eyes to my own reflection. But it wasn't me staring back. It was him, the thing. That grin stretching across my face, those eyes glowing where mine should have been. My lips curled upward, not under my control, bearing teeth that didn't belong in a human mouth. And then the voice came again. But this time, it came from my own throat. "Now it's your turn." I don't remember what happened after that. Maybe I blacked out. Maybe I finally let it in. All I know is that I woke up outside, standing barefoot in the woods, the earth damp and cold beneath me. The smell of rot clung to my clothes. My hands were wet, sticky, though I don't want to know with what. The scratches on the walls, the reflection, the whisper. It wasn't hunting me. It was becoming me. And I think it's almost done. So if you're hearing this, if you've made it this far, listen to me carefully. Don't look too long into the dark. Don't let the silence trick you. Because once you notice it, once you see it, it sees you too.
Subscribe to Horror Story Bar.